Hi everyone, Steve. Thanks for joining me. Another episode of the Audiophiles. Now today, 5 of the most ludicrous sounding albums in my collection, meaning incredible sounding. I'll say the word hot for you guys that do the drinking game when I say that word on my roundtable show. And please, if you haven't already, hit that subscription button, ring that bell. It gets you notifications when I do my live audiophile roundtable shows. I'll be having special guests that will be interviewed in the coming weeks and coming months. Some surprise guests as well. So click that subscription button, ring that bell. Let's get it done. 5 of the most ludicrous sounding albums in my collection. Number 1, we'll get right to it. You know him, Sir Elton John. This is Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. Now this is the super disc. Now there's a big difference. I will get to that as well. This is done by Direct Disc Labs, Elton John's Goodbye Yellow Brick Road. It's a 2 LP set. Nice gatefold. If you're familiar with it, you can see here, sort of a trifold here. There you go. Won't get too much into that. You've seen it before. Here's the album right there. Now, Jack Hunt, he actually half-speed cut this album. And like I said, this is not a Nautilus super disc. There is a difference. There is this huge difference here, and I'll show you that. So you'll see super disc spelled D-I-S-K. There is a Nautilus super disc. I'm sure many of you know, but it's super disc Nautilus D-I-S-C-S. So it's not Nautilus as in super disc. It's basically the Direct Disc Labs cut half speed by Jack Hunt. Incredible. I don't have the MoFi to compare it to. I don't need to. I have the, I think it's the Robert Ludwig master or remaster from 2014, which I thought it just sounded fantastic. This one blows it away. Jack Hunt, like I said, half-speed cut up from the original tapes. Really more dynamic bass. Bass is more, I guess, more open. Really, really nice vocals in all of the songs. Much more dynamic, larger soundstage than my Ludwig, I want to say 2014. So this is, again, the super disc cut from the analog tapes by Jack Hunt. So next up, you know the album. At least I think you should know the album. We all know the album, Fleetwood Mac Rumors. Obviously, what makes this special, this isn't the original. This one here, the one I'm holding, is a double LP 45 RPM repress. This is my 2020 45 RPM repress of the 2011 remaster by Steve Hoffman, cut by Kevin Gray. Wow. Way better bass, terrific vocals on this cut. Like I said, it's 45 RPM cut, pressed at Palace. Lot have complained about the vinyl quality and the loudness of the vinyl. I didn't have that at all with my cut here, so I can just truly say I've got an original. I think I showed you the Nautilus Super Disc. This one is my go-to reference copy. Ludicrous sounding, incredible. Have to pick this one up. Lots out there on Discogs. I know they were quite pricey there before the 2020 repress came out, but it's out. Grab one. You will not be disappointed. I think the only thing you'll be disappointed about is obviously the track listing, sort of the flow of the album, because it's cut at 45 RPM. So obviously you're getting up more than once, obviously. But again, ludicrous sounding, a must-have in your collection. All right, I have more. Little band from Liverpool. This is the Beatles, and this is an interesting one. If you've never seen this before, this is the Horzu 1973 German stereo LP of the Magical Mystery Tour. Now, what makes this one very interesting and fascinating, and this is the 1973. I think there's other Horzu Magical Mystery Tours, but this cut in particular, the 73, with matrix numbers A1 and B3. Now, true stereo versions of Penny Lane, Baby You're a Rich Man, and All You Need Is Love. And I will tell you, Ringo's drums shine on those three stereo tracks. Really groovy bass line in Baby You're a Rich Man by Paul McCartney. pick this one up. I mean, this one's in mint. I mean, I guess it's not mint condition, very good plus. It sounds great. No surface noise on the vinyl. And again, celebrating 50 years. There you go. Which one looks younger? 50 this year and 50. Wonder. There it is. Pick it up. Porzu. Absolutely love it. Now, a lot of you probably have this as a grail. This is ludicrous in terms of how this sounds. It lives up to the hype. You know what it's going to be. Yes, it is. Led Zeppelin 2. What makes it special, this is the Robert Ludwig hot cut, where he cranked up the dBs. The bass is much louder than the original cut or other cuts out there. Some say up to 6 dBs. Talking to Kevin Gray the other day, he thinks maybe 2 to 3 dBs. But anyways, anywhere from 2 to 6 dBs higher, you really hear it. This is a fantastic copy. This is probably a VG on side A for me. And it is an RLSS on both sides, which means it was an original pressing or a first press from the Sterling plant. So if it doesn't have SSRL on the dead wax on both sides, it was, I would assume, then remastered at Atlantic instead. So it lives up to the hype. This thing kicks ass. It's a must in your collection if you're looking for incredible sounding albums. Ludicrous sounding is what I call it. In no particular order, this is another ludicrous sounding album. I've been all over Rhino High Fidelity when Patrick Milligan came on to get Black Sabbath self-titled. Now this is the Vertigo 1970 cut, original UK version. What can I say? Deep bass, wide soundstage. They didn't roll off any of the top end. Great dynamics on this cut. Very superb. I mean, what else can I say about it? I do have a Canadian first press as well, which uses the same plates as the US. I will still pick this one. So I will tell you again, and I have offered this actual copy, as you can see here, the 1970 Vertigo Swirl UK original Black Sabbath self-titled to Rhino or to Kevin Gray. If they decide to remaster this and reissue this into their high fidelity series, I will ship it to them. I want to see this happen. I really think, I'm putting it out there again. Yes, it's going to happen eventually. It has to. The demand is out there. Let's make it happen. If you haven't got it, ludicrous sounding, it's a must in your collection. Own it today. Probably a little bit pricey. This one here is VG Plus as well. Sounds terrific. And I still play it a lot. I just really enjoy this album. So, I mean, even it sounds fresh today, and it's what? It was cut, I guess it was recorded in 1970. Amazing. Anyways, guys, there's 5 of my most ludicrous sounding albums in my collection. And I have one other thing. Being Canadian, you guys know that I'm Canadian. Now in Canada, we really promote our artists. I don't know if you guys do that in the States or anywhere else, but this artist here, my daughters are really into vinyl. I got them into vinyl. This is Charlotte Cardin from Quebec, Canada. Now what's cool about it, I don't know if that happens in the States, but the Canadian government funds a lot of our artists. So this album would not have come out without the Canadian government funding it. Just like here in Vancouver, we get a lot of funding from the government to have a lot of the movies from the States go up here and film. So pretty cool to see artists out there that get government funding, and that album has done quite well. Charlotte Cardin from Quebec, Canada. Her big song, if you know it, it's Confetti. All my kids like it. It's a big hit these days on the radio. So there it is. 5 ludicrous sounding albums, must-owns in your collection. Spin some vinyl, turn it way up. We'll see you again.